Today on Trend, Ingrid takes us to a beautiful West Saanich retreat. We'll talk large format tiles and everything super trendy. Centra Windows teaches us about everything windows.
Welcome, Amy, to this magical country retreat in beautiful Brentwood Bay. This home is perched on a hilltop, just in its own little world and its own retreat, and it's just one of those very special properties that I can't wait to show you today.
I'm so surprised that you have, how much land is actually here to start with?
So we're almost 4 acres, and we are within just minutes of the beautiful village of Brentwood Bay.
That's what I wasn't expecting. When I saw the address, started driving up the driveway, shocked as to how many trees and greenery there is here, and you don't feel like you're so close to Victoria.
There's no visual approach from the road, and you're right, as you wind up, the Garry Oaks take you to this just magical spot that really offers a unique setting and a unique environment for a variety of different buyer types. So Amy, this is one of those special properties where I get to see a lot of people and homes over my career, but there are a few that really speak to you. The energy and the magic and the story behind this retreat really is quite unique and quite captivating. Barb originally designed it back in the late 70s, had it built, raised her 3 sons here, and now for her, time to move on, time to downsize. The family has had a beautiful environment growing up. The grandchildren have enjoyed Nana's place, and it really is difficult for her to say goodbye, but also she's respectful of trying to find a new ambassador.
It really is rare to find a home that's only had one owner that built it themselves. They really put a lot of care into the home then when it started as a forever home.
And there's so many examples of that care, attention, and that real love and passion for this property. And wait till you go inside, I'll be able to show you some really cool, unique features.
Well, let's go take a look.
Come on, Amy.
I love this space. It's so cozy, kind of feels like a cabin, but like very rustic.
And that's exactly the feeling I get every time I come, and just that unique opportunity of having a blank slate for someone who has that appreciation for this style of West Coast original architecture.
This really has so much potential. The design, the architecture, high ceilings, I mean, people can make it their own.
And the opportunity with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and all of this open plan living and the natural light, it really is something that someone can completely redesign, or honestly, I would just come and enjoy and live in it the way it is. I love the fact, like you said, the rustic charm, the real wood fireplace, and the natural sunlight that just beams on the back sun deck. Barb even has an outdoor shower, so you can really feel like you're in that outdoor retreat every single day.
And like the original owner, no matter what your family looks like, you really can be here and have everything, every scenario, whether it's your kids, grandkids, the entire extended family.
And that is what I am noticing in terms of how our municipalities and our cities are changing, and realizing that they have to provide that flexibility and opportunity to be able to offer properties where you can have extended family, or the ability to have a garden suite, which this now has new zoning for that opportunity, whether you can build out a basement or secondary suite for your extended family or nanny, or go to the next level and have a separate detached garden suite. It really opens up, again, a whole nother opportunity for these types of retreat peninsula properties.
And even the property itself, I mean, you could really take on some agricultural growing for the garden, some sort of apple trees, anything like that to just add to your own story.
And this property does lend itself to whether you want to grow your vegetables or fruit, or experiment with a small hobby farm, or the 4-H clubs are still quite prevalent on the peninsula, and just how that whole farming culture and hobby crafting has come back full circle again. We're seeing from the country honeybee farms to the local wineries, Dan's Market, and all of the local produce stands. That's one of my favorite things to do, drive 5 minutes from here down Oldfield, and you can stop at every single farm and Sunwing for the fresh tomatoes. It really is an extraordinary experience here.
And it's very unique too that you're also extremely close to the ferry and the airport and such if you do need to leave, but have all of this right here on your property.
It's really only minutes away, and again, focusing on the community and the environment and the quality schools, it really is just the perfect spot for a new family to take over from Barb and her legacy.
And make this story theirs.
Well, have you ever wanted tomatoes on your patio, but you thought, no, I can't do it, they're only for the garden? Well, I've got an idea for you. Tumbler tomatoes. Now, these tumbler tomatoes are great. As you can see, they cascade over a hanging basket, and they have these fantastic tomatoes. Now, you can grow them in a patio pot on your patio with a little bit of elevation so the branches don't hit the ground, but putting them on, hanging them up is a fantastic way to go. Now, you can start them either by seed, which is quite easy. After about 55 days or so, this one's a little bit more than 55 days, you're gonna get some wonderful tomatoes. Now, the other thing to remember about tumbler tomatoes, or any kind of plant that you're growing in containers, they need consistent watering and good fertilizer. Good fertilizer is very important to make sure you give all the nutrients it needs from a very confined space. So if you're looking for a great way to have beautiful tomatoes on your patio, try the tumblers.
Jesse, I love coming to visit you here at the showroom, talking about all the new tile designs, what's hot and trendy. You must love being here every day.
I do, yeah, Tiletown's great. We've been in business for celebrating our 50th year this year. And,
that's huge.
Yeah.
So you guys are the experts.
Absolutely, we try our best. In an ever-changing industry, we like to try and keep on top of everything.
And you really are, because there's this in-person design aspect, but you also have an online design now as well.
Yeah, we do a lot of working with customers, whether it's in the showroom or through the internet. We have 2 different applications. We have our Town Square app, which is something that's new to us, and our Visualizer app.
Right.
Yeah.
So being online and really picking tiles, pulling them with inspiration photos to come up with a concept that works for the client.
Absolutely, yeah.
When somebody's been online and kind of checking things out, it's super important to come into the store then, because then they can touch and feel and actually see things with their other samples.
We like people to come down and visually see it in person. And then getting it home and into the space in their lighting versus our environment is also a crucial piece of all of it.
Well, what I think they don't understand is a lot of times things can pull different undertones and colors and may not work properly with the cabinet color they've chosen.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. The lighting, countertop, all of the contributing factors, the paint colors, it all kind of comes in to create this beautiful picture. So.
And with clients and such, I'm always trying to try new things and steer away from, you know, maybe what has been overdone for the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
What are you seeing come in as some of the trends?
Honestly, there's a lot of marble look, a lot of concrete happening. One of my favorite things about this year is the induction of the biophilia. So a lot of blues and greens, a lot of fun tones.
So that's like this sort of.
Absolutely.
And these are in the subway tile size, so you could install them stacked, which
is super fun. Absolutely. I love the stack stagger.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could go staggered as well for a little softer look.
Totally.
Sure. All the design is there.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
One of my favorite looks right now, and I'm just sort of starting to see it come in with my clients, is large format tiles. And I'm not talking like a 12 by 24, which used to be a large format.
Absolutely.
I'm talking like 24 by 48, something massive.
They're getting all sorts of crazy sizes right now, and I love it. The large scale just offers a lot to the space. It reduces the overall maintenance that a person has to to take on with less grout lines.
Right.
But we're seeing 30 by 30s, 48 by 24s, like you said, and then even sizes as big as 117 by 67s, which are just wild. We
Right.
haven't actually seen one in person yet, but they're very
those
cool.
would be great for a fireplace face or
Yeah.
something like that, where you don't want a lot of grout.
Yeah, that really large scale application. Very cool.
And I think people can mix them as well. You can have niches with little mosaic in it, and then large format on your walls.
Absolutely. Yeah, a beautiful look for sure. And getting that visual interest inside that niche without cluttering the space up, it's just perfect.
Well, you can help them do the design.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Terminus in Langford, BC. This is our design project with the Design Build Services team. There's such an amazing crew of developers that have built a stunning building. What we did was take the mass timber wood that's in this project and mixed it with some black and metal to really highlight the warmth of the wood. It's all about mixing finishes and materials and textures, whether it's a commercial project or a residential project. This one really lended itself to the black accents. Look at these lights. It actually accents the black braces and all of the electrical and plumbing that's exposed on the ceiling. It kind of tones it down and almost highlights it into the design process. I love everything that came together in this space. It is a commercial space, so it really came down to creating thoughtful areas for the employees and the staff to use. They're actually really collaborative and a lot of fun. Design is really about creating a really nice flow to the room. Joe, this is quite the construction site here. What is going on?
Yeah, today we're at the future site of Avenir Construction's new senior living called The Vista. So it is a multifamily complex. This is a 12-story concrete and high-rise structure that we're supplying windows and doors for.
And there's a lot of windows and doors.
A ton,
here.
that's right, yeah, it's a great project.
There's a lot of residents that are in multifamily homes. Is it pretty typical for you to deal with stratas
Absolutely.
and multifamilies?
There's a lot of aging buildings in Victoria, so they always come to Centra. A lot of them come to us looking to solve their aging window and building envelope problems. So a lot of common problems they're going to have are leaky windows, drafty windows, and that kind of thing that they're looking to solve.
Changing the windows really increases the look of the building as well.
Absolutely, yeah. But one of the biggest pain points stratas come to us with is the discomfort that they feel with overheating in the summertime,
Right.
and the cold that they feel from their windows in the winter as well.
We've had record-breaking temperatures this year. What are some of the ways to solve these problems?
Yeah, absolutely. So Victoria is a very unique climate. So in the summertime, we see nothing but sunshine, and in the wintertime, it's nothing but clouds.
Right.
So there's a couple of criteria that you want to look for in a window system. So first thing is U value, and the second thing is solar heat gain coefficient. So U value, you can think of that more like the insulation factor of the window. That's going to keep you nice and warm and comfortable. And the solar heat gain coefficient is the overall shading ability of the window system. So two really key things to focus on there when you're looking for a window system. So because we're a BC owned and operated company, we manufacture a product that is ideal for the BC season. So
You understand us. We're a little bit different than the East.
that's correct, you got it.
What are some of the architectural upgrades that a strata can do?
Yeah, so here at Centra, we're not just window manufacturers or installation company. A lot of projects that we find ourselves on with stratas, they take advantage of our full installation services as well. So while we're on site doing the windows, we can also take care of their balconies, their soffits, their cladding upgrades, and a whole type of other services as well.
Because all of that really goes hand in hand.
Absolutely, yeah, they all integrate together.
What are the next steps for a strata when they're thinking of doing a replacement project like that?
I think one of the most important steps is assembling a window replacement or building envelope remediation committee.
Right.
This will allow the group to really plan and execute and take on the next steps. I think that's the most important part. The next thing, is really important is to research. Really find out exactly what's going on with your building, understand the health of your windows, and really talk to the experts and find out what's going on next. I think another really important step is to invite Centra to your next town hall. We have completed over 350 building envelope remediation projects across the province. So
You truly are the experts.
we really are, and we can come in and we've done presentations for stratas, for property managers, and this really gives you a great guide to what to expect from start to finish on your project.
This has been a great example of a multifamily project.
Thank you so much for coming.
Go global with Newport Realty and Christie's International. Steeped in history and the capital of different empires from the 1st century BC onwards, New Delhi is a vast, bustling metropolis and the capital of India, where ancient and modern blend seamlessly together. If you have a residence permit but stay in India less than 183 days per year, you need to get permission from the Reserve Bank of India to purchase property. Located in one of New Delhi's most upmarket neighborhoods, this property opens directly onto a small public park at the back. With lots of natural light, it exudes a feeling of space. It features 3 bedrooms with adjoining baths. Unique is its private rooftop terrace, perfect for entertaining guests or for enjoying private family times outdoors. If you're looking to get property in India, make sure you get legal advice. I'm Stephanie Pink, going global with Newport Realty and Christie's International.
Susanna, this is amazing. What a stunning character home.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to 93 Linden. It's a craftsman bungalow.
Look at all the details. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Look at the cutout here for display and the high baseboards. There's so much original detail here.
Yes, and look at the picture railing
Yes.
all the way around, which is nice. You never have to worry about hammering nails into the plaster.
What I love about these homes is that they have smaller rooms, but this is actually a good size. This is a nice sitting room with an updated fireplace. It still has all the charm, but all of the modern comforts.
Definitely, because you think about if it was built in 1912 and you'd come in through a chilly door, this would be closed.
Right.
And then you come into these little rooms, and of course these doors close as well, and then the fire just keeps you warm. So in the evening, this is where you would be sitting.
Nice and cozy.
Nice and cozy. You'd be in your little cozy living room, and then you'd open up these wonderful doors into this magnificent dining room. Formal
This
dining
is
room.
beautiful. Look at that coffered ceiling. It's almost like, because of the mirror, it makes it feel like it goes beyond this even, like it's vaulted or something.
Definitely, and that's what the coffered ceilings were designed to be, is to make these ceilings seem higher. And of course, having the mirror here is double duty.
That's true. And all the original built-ins, that is beautiful craftsmanship right there.
Definitely, craftsman as well as the stained glass window. And out here, I think this would probably originally would have been a sleeping porch. You often
What do you
see
mean a sleeping porch?
you'd sleep outside here. You're up above ground level, so you're secure. And then later on in the 50s, when they did the upstairs, because originally these were only one level,
Right.
would have been a sleeping area, and then they glassed them in to become
Which
a nice
is a
little
beautiful
sunroom.
sitting room, and it actually provides privacy, so people on the street don't necessarily know that you're in there, but you're getting to see all the views.
Yes, and all the windows have all been updated out there, and screens, which is also really nice.
But they still have the original charm because they have the mullions in them, which give them that great design detail,
Exactly, yes, lovely. And of course, these beautiful flooring,
which is all solid fir.
all solid fir.
Right from the very moment that I pulled up, the first thing that I noticed was all the character on the exterior, all the beautiful architecture, as well as the mature gardens.
Definitely, being a spec home, and back 100 years ago, this property would have cost $1,750 for the land itself. Now it's got these beautiful mature gardens and a beautiful back garden that's so private, as you've seen.
It's really like a sanctuary, and it even has the detached building back there, which could be a little art studio or
It's
something.
wonderful as a little art studio, so private.
Let's talk about the kitchen for a second, because it's been completely updated, so you have all the modern conveniences in there.
Yes, and there probably would have in the past not have been an island.
Right.
Would have probably just been a little sitting area because it does go to outside, but it does have now the features of having skylights.
And that big island for sitting, because you have the sitting room in here if you have a big party.
Yes, and then of course there's a separate little office den, which has a little fireplace that is not used anymore, but you could put a gas insert into. But you just imagine the original owner who bought the house and, well, built it in 1913, was a gentleman on his own. He just needed the one bedroom. He had a wonderful den because he worked for the loan company, and then a single bathroom. And then it was late in the 50s that you ended up adding a second floor.
Right, and so what's on the second floor?
So up there's 2 more bedrooms, quite a nice area that would be an office or lounging area, and then a full bathroom upstairs as well.
Which is really nice, because in the original days, the rooms weren't quite as big, so you wouldn't get the nice master bedrooms and such. So this way, by doing the addition, you get all that extra space.
Definitely, and back in the day, we didn't have all the luxuries that we have today, where everybody wants their own bedroom. Everybody wants their own space. It's bunk beds.
And so let's talk about the original owner for a second. How did you find out all that information?
You know, there's so much information that you can get in Victoria online. So as far as looking up, I went to the Times Colonist, went to archives, also went to BC Archives. And so it was very interesting to find in BC directories. I basically looked up the address and I saw 1913, that the house was being built. Then the next year, I looked up by last name and I could see that it was a Mr. Robertson, who happened to work for the BC Loans, which is interesting because this is a whole subdivision that was built between 1907 and 1913.
Really?
Yeah, so spec homes.
I didn't know that about this neighborhood because it's so established. You're just steps away from Dallas Road to the water and such beautiful character homes.
Yes, and that's why it's on the Neighborhood Heritage Tour. It's not a heritage designated home, but it's of heritage interest. And that's the nice thing is Heritage Victoria, there's so many walking tours that you can do here in Victoria. You go online, Victoria Heritage Foundation, and you really get a lot of information. And for us as realtors, it's not just about selling the house, it's about telling the story of the house.
Right.
And that's what's so exciting and so fun, that anybody, not just agents, anybody can actually find the information in Victoria about this wonderful chapter of our history.
And then you can really make that emotional connection to the home. It's not just a house that you're moving into, it's a home with history.
Definitely.